So if you have enough whiskey conversations, eventually somebody's gonna ask, well, what is your desert island whiskey? If you're gonna have unlimited whiskey, like there's a giant wrecked ship on this island, but it's only one kind of whiskey, what would that one kind of whiskey be to you in that perfect world? And then some clever nut, may or may not be named Steven, says, I wouldn't choose whiskey, I would choose water because you need water to survive. It's like, that's not the question. But in the best of both worlds, you'd be able to have your one desert island whiskey and turn it into drinkable water if you wanted to. Maybe, and it definitely will go flawlessly. This is just the best, most reasonably thought out video we've ever done. First things first, I saw this really cool video on the internet. Right here, see? If you have 2 glass bottles and a campfire, then you can use it to purify water in whatever situation you happen to be in, either like nasty bog water or salt water. So proof of concept, we're going to knock that out real quick, and then we're going to see if we can use this same very, very primitive form of distillation to pull alcohol out of a beer. I am on a hot plate right now, and this is a stand-in for our fire. Those are lined up perfectly. You have a nice seal. This is going to get up to boiling point. It's going to simmer, it's going to evaporate, and it's going to travel across into this cooler glass that you are not heating. If this works, then it's a good proof of concept to see if we can pull some alcohol, just straight alcohol, out of a beer.
What the f?
We're gonna check how things landed. That is all of the way hot. Oh yeah, check it out. We got a swig of water. That looks nice and clear. Got a glass. It's absolutely pure. So in order to have this proof of concept apply to pulling alcohol out of a beer, we want the ethanol to evaporate, which happens at 173, but we don't want the water to evaporate. We just want to carry over that ethanol. We're gonna use a sous vide, and we're gonna dial in the temperature exactly and see if we can pull ethanol out of a beer and leave the water behind. According to the internet, which is always flawless in its knowledge, if we can get this down to between 2% ABV on the upper end like 4% ABV, then the liquid will be more hydrating than dehydrating. Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout. This is a 9% alcohol by volume. Yeah? Oh, come on, that was really good. That's exactly what I wanted on purpose. These are looking pretty good. I have the shoulder of this bottle in the water. We need a tight seal between these 2 bottles so none of the gas, the vapor is escaping. Tight, tight. Tight, 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 tight. This is off.
Hair dryer's not gonna work, I'm telling you. Okay. Good idea though, but it's fucking stupid.
So we are at the temperature where allegedly we should be getting ethanol vapors coming off of this liquid. I see a little bit of condensation inside of the neck of here, but I'm not seeing much liquid. This is not working. So if you really take a step back and look at what's going on, this is way too futzy. We just need to get the booze out of this. And if booze evaporates before water, what if we just stuck a damn bottle in the campfire and let the booze go right out the top? In a survival situation, you don't have access to arms and sous vides and electronics. You don't have access to perfectly sized boxes to hold everything just the right place. The only thing you have access to is a hot plate. And your nuts. This is gonna be your stand-in for the fire because, hey, we're inside and I don't know, people complain when I start fires in here.
There's a burn, Pam.
Look, man, we're in. Could this glass bottle totally break and spill all over the electronics? No. And the first things are gonna be coming off that evaporation supposedly is gonna be the alcohol. So will we burn off some of the water? Yes. But what we're left with should be just water, or at least a really, really low ABV. Oop, there we go, it's nice and hot. Hey, you wanna do this with a whiskey too? So let's say you have nothing but Crown Royal salted caramel. See if we can get some boilage going on here. I'm a trained professional, by the way. So we got a good beer, a flavored whiskey. And you know what, if you have unlimited booze and access to a fire, then you could potentially survive indefinitely. Maybe, we're gonna check the concept right here.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
Today's episode is sponsored by Fume.
Brianna, what is Fume?
Fume is an innovative, award-winning device.
Right, so it's not electronic. Instead of vapor, it uses flavored air, and it comes with a whole bunch of different flavors.
I like to use it while I'm reading my book. I'm a fidgety person.
A little twitchy. Now this lives on my desk, and I'm just reaching for it whenever I want a nice little dose of the flavor, and they come with some nice flavors.
Sparkling grapefruit, we got raspberry lemon, we got orange vanilla. These are the 3 new ones. I'm rocking the orange vanilla because that is fire. So the flavors come in these cores, right? I've got the orange vanilla in right now. I take this little bud off, and then I take my core out.
Yeah, so slide it right in.
Slide her in,
Boom.
and then boom.
I actually am pretty impressed that they made this magnetic. It's just...
Minty, man. It's natural. It's not bad for you chemicals. It's natural.
You got the core on the inside, and you want to fidget with it? The little airflow thing on the end? Come on. It's good.
So it's got great weight to it. It's real nice and hefty. It ain't no
Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits. You can do that by picking up the Journey Pack today. You're gonna go to tryfume.com/whiskeytribe or scan the QR code and use code whiskeytribe
to get 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today.
So theories as to why that didn't work. I think the vapor is probably getting trapped up in this shoulder and just condensing and dropping back down here before it could get over into that other bottle and cool off. So your theories as to why that didn't work, let's put it in the comments. Also, what's your desert island whiskey? Comments below. In the previous setup, we were at temperature and this had some vapor. It was so little, we just have a few drops down at the bottom. Try this out. Wow, it's actually really good. Holy hell. That may be worth circling back to someday because that was clear, but carried with it a tremendous amount of the flavor, which is surprising, which is good. So maybe we'll circle back to this someday if we want to explore. For right now, we're gonna see if we can keep your ass alive. Priorities, we're trying to survive. This is our stand-in fire. We're putting our bottles directly in the fire. So the foam in this is already creeping up to the top. We may have some spillover, which is fine. Because that's why Brianna is here to clean up.
What?
She didn't do anything.
What?
Here we go.
Oh, it is, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I hope the glass doesn't break. That would be
Really unfortunate.
very unfortunate. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's all it needed. So the boiling just started on the Crown Royal Caramel. We can see some steam coming off. I'm wearing my safety goggles, so I'm fine. Don't try this at home. Trained professional, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I know what I'm doing. This is fine. This is what I wanted. Oh, look at the bubbles. Oh, look at the wiggle on that, man. That is, oh my gosh, oh, this is, all right, this is, this is too low of a proof to likely catch on fire. Remind you of the objective here. If this is 35% ABV. And yeah, our light got a little. You wanna see what happened to the Crown Royal? There you go.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
That got all over me too.
Oh, wow.
Where's all the puddle?
Where's the puddle?
Yeah, you want to gather up?
It's everywhere. This is super hot beer. We're going to get an ABV measurement on that bad boy right there.
Need to get pulled over.
Dude, you kidding me? Look at me, man. That's all Crown Royal salted caramel. Smell like an alcoholic and a diabetic. For the record, we had our fire suppression stuff ready to go. It was checked last week, so this is 182% ABV. Speaking of having way too much alcohol, the Dry Week, the quarterly challenge in the Whiskey Tribe is coming up September 9th. 8th, September 8th, not 9th. It's gonna go from noon that Friday to noon the following Friday. In the Patreon, we're gonna have that drink stream to wrap up the Dry Week at the end. And the reason why we do a Dry Week is very simple, making sure that we are having the opportunity to reset our palates and don't have dependency issues creeping up on us. It's a good little check-in.